everyone, welcome back. I'm Emily, and today we're here for a yoga practice specifically designed for stress and anxiety. So through the winter months, or maybe you're just going through a really rough period, you have a lot of stress, you're carrying some tension that you might be feeling in your upper shoulders, and overall you kind of just feel a little off. This is a really great practice for you. It'll be a very quick practice. We'll kind of keep it on the floor today, so nothing too crazy. A lot of grounding poses just to kind of convince our body that we are calming down and trying to provide some calm and peace for ourselves. So I hope you enjoy. You don't need any props. You're welcome to bring blocks if you would like, but I will meet you on the mat. All right, so to get started today, we're gonna stay right where we're at. So if you don't mind just joining me in a comfortable seat on your yoga mat, that can be crisscross applesauce, that can have your legs out in front of you. You could even do a butterfly pose, which I think that feels good. I think I will do that for myself today. So we're just gonna start with a little bit of breathing techniques. So one of them that I wanna share with you guys is called Nadi Shanda, which is called alternate nostril breathing. So what we're gonna do for this is you can use your thumb. You're gonna place your thumb on one nostril, and then you're gonna breathe in through the nostril that's open, so my left nostril. So take a nice deep breath in. And then from here, I'm gonna close off the left now with my pinky. You can also use your ring finger, middle finger, and I'm gonna exhale through my open nostril. So I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna inhale through my right, close it off, and exhale through my left. And basically this just creates some balance between both sides of the body, the left and the right. So what I would like us to do today is start off with maybe like 5 rounds of this breath. So in and out is 1. So in one side, out the other equals 1. We'll do this 5 times, just kind of connect, get into our bodies a little bit before we start the physical part of our practice. So we'll go ahead and start. I'm gonna start by breathing in through my left nostril. So I'm gonna close out my right one with my thumb. And again, this can be at your own pace at home. You don't have to go the same rhythm as me, but whenever you get to your 5, I want you to bring one hand to your chest and then one to your belly. Maybe close your eyes and just see if there is anything that stirred up or maybe calmed after. Okay, so let's get started, and feel free to pause the video too, just to get more familiar before you start. So I'm gonna start by putting my thumb on my right nostril, and I'm gonna give you some quiet time as well as we go through this. And when you're finished, I just want you to join me with your eyes closed or lowering your gaze. One hand on the chest and one on the belly. Just tuning inward, kind of checking in. Just quieting the mind and the body for just a second to really check in. Knowing that even though the thoughts are racing and things feel really stressful, that we can just pause for just this one moment and really check in with ourselves. It might help to take a nice big breath in and a giant sigh out. Good. Now this is something that you can incorporate throughout your day. I like to do this if I'm having a hard time falling asleep at night. You can do this throughout the workday, so maybe taking a break in your chair. So it's very flexible and on the go, but just kind of helps my body kind of feel a little bit more level. But for our practice today, so once we did our alternate nostril breathing, we're going to start staying on the ground, so stay seated. If you are in a pose that is uncomfortable now, you can always change it up. You always have the option to do that. So I think I'm gonna go now to crisscross applesauce. That just feels a little bit more comfortable. And we're gonna start here by just extending our hands out to the side, fingertips spread wide. And we're gonna inhale, the arms come up. We're gonna gaze up, maybe up at our hands. Good, and then we'll bring it right back down. Nice and slow, no rush here. We'll do that 2 more times, so arms come all the way up. And then arms come right back down. Good. We'll do that 1 more time, so arms come all the way up. Good, this time we're gonna drop whatever arm is calling you. I'm gonna drop my left, so up to you. Just a little side stretch. Now the focus is gonna be sending some breath into the ribs. Maybe the gaze is up at that top arm or maybe down at the hands. So check in what your neck needs. I think I need it down. My neck is a little tight today. And breathe. We'll come all the way up to center. Just kind of switch it out a little bit. So this time go over to the opposite side. Whatever one you didn't do. And again, check in. Do you need your hand or your gaze down at your hand? Do you want to look up at your arm? Are you focusing on sending that breath to the rib cage? We'll do 1 more breath. We'll come all the way up. This time we're gonna cactus our arms. So we're gonna reach really, really tall, and then exhale, we're gonna cactus those arms down, just stretching the upper body, the front of the chest, especially typing, texting, we're kind of curved a lot. So we're trying to do the opposite effect, open up that chest. I carry a lot of stress and tension in my jaw, in my neck. So I want to make sure to focus on creating that open space and that stretch while also grounding at the same time today. So big breath in, big breath out. We're going to make this stretch a little bit more active. We're going to inhale, arms come up, then exhale to the cactus. Good, 2 more times. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, come down to the cactus. And then 1 more time, inhale, arms. And then exhale, come down and hold. Now this time we're gonna do a little bit of equal arms. So all that looks like is I'm gonna crisscross. I'm gonna do my right arm over my left. So this is where I can stay, kind of bring it up to like a little X. So this is a good stretch to the back of the body. However, if you want to have another option, I'm gonna try to see if I can crisscross my arms. There we go. This is getting a nice stretch in my back. You can maybe lift your arms a little higher for a little bit of a different type of stretch. And again, adjust the arms based on what feels good, but just really want to stretch that back, the shoulders, the neck, everything in between. See if you can take a nice big breath in and then exhale, sigh something out. We'll be here for 3, 2, 1. Very gently kind of loosen that out, kind of shake out the arms. Good, we'll do that again. So we'll go all the way up to that cactus. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, come to the cactus. This time my left arm is going to come over my right, or do whatever one you didn't do. So again, you can stay here, crisscross like this, or we can go ahead and start to see if we can wrap our arms around. Hopefully this is not messing up my mic too much. So big breath in, big breath out. One side might be a little tighter than the other, and again, normal. We're not always even or balanced. This feels really, really good on my back. Whew. 1 more big breath in. 1 more big breath out. Good, go ahead and shake that off. Now we're gonna move into some neck stretches here. So all I want you to do first is just inhale, big breath. Exhale, chin to chest. So this is just letting the back of the body come online. And again, I know we've been sitting a little bit, so if you need to adjust by any means, you can do that. I might just go ahead and extend my feet out and point and flex my feet. So I'm getting to the back of my body. Take a big breath in, and then go ahead and let your ear drop to one shoulder. Doesn't matter which shoulder you choose. And this is an option for us, so we can stay right here if that feels good. If you would like another option, maybe the hand that you're leaning towards, so my right arm, because I'm leaning towards my right ear, it comes up and it gently places on our head. We're not pushing, we're letting that natural weight kind of intensify the stretch for us. A third option is maybe walking those fingertips out to the side. So again, whatever option feels good. Maybe eyes closed. Just trying to release some tension in the upper body. Take one more breath in. On the exhale, gently release that hand if it's on your head and come all the way back up to center. Now, before we jump into the next thing, and kind of like in life, we just jump into the next thing without pausing to check in with ourselves. That could be definitely a reason for some of my anxiety that I have, but I want us just to root down right now. Focus on our sit bones, have a really tall crown, head like a string is pulling you up. Just check in. Does this side feel a little different now that we stretched it out? Does it feel the same? Just checking in before we just go to the other side. So take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale, drop the chin to the chest. It might feel different the second time around. It might feel a little looser. And then when you're ready, let your ear drop over to your opposite shoulder. And again, this is a great place to stay. You can have your eyes closed or your gaze gently down at the ground. If you like the option I cued earlier by bringing your hand and gently placing it on your head, you can do that as well. And again, not pushing, just letting the natural weight kind of intensify the stretch for you. And then that third option is a great option, just to have your hands out to the side. And breathe. We'll take one more breath on this side. And then very gently come all the way back up to center where that feels really good. So again, check in. How does your neck feel? Now, my absolute favorite part, we're gonna do some neck rolls. So we'll start with the chin to the chest, and then we'll let your head go whatever direction is feeling good today. So go ahead and slowly roll your neck around one direction, and your pace today is your own. So if it feels to go slow, go slow. If you need more of a fast movement around, you can do that. If you want to stop and go the other direction or go one way then the other, the options are endless. This is your practice. You know what makes your body feels the best. So I want you to honor it, be curious about it, play around with it. And if you have an area that feels really, really tight, it might feel good just to pause. See if you can send some breath. See if you can release that tension at all. Good job. Don't forget to breathe. And then when you feel ready and complete, there's no rush. You can take your time here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring my head back up to that neutral spine. And then I'm just gonna have us a couple shoulder shrugs. So we're gonna inhale, shoulder to ears, and then exhale down and back. Inhale, shoulder to ears, exhale down and back. We'll do that one more time. And then we're gonna go the opposite way. So we're gonna bring your shoulders forward. Good. Perfect. All right, my upper body's feeling really, really good. I hope yours is as well. We're gonna slowly transition now onto our hands and knees. We're coming to a cat and cow. So for cat and cow, I wanna make sure that my hips are over my knees and my shoulders over my wrists. When I feel strong and steady, I want a third grip on the ground, so really grip that earth. That might help with that kind of grounding effect, especially if we're feeling all sorts of crazy and then our mind's wandering. We just want something to stay still, so it might feel really good just to grip and kind of focus on the support of the earth. We'll drop the belly, lift the gaze for a cow. Nice. And then exhale, round the spine for a cat. Now we'll do this a couple of times at your own pace. Your eyes can be closed. Good job. We'll do this one more time, and then we're gonna come back to a neutral spine. From this neutral spine, what I want us to do is I wanna bring our left hand to the center of the mat. We're gonna inhale, the right arm goes up to the sky. Maybe a little wrist stretch at the top. From here, I'm gonna thread the needle through. So what that means is I'm gonna bring my right arm down to the mat. My left hand is by my face. Just a little thoracic spine stretch. Breathe. Now we have options in this pose. You can also extend your arm out in front of you. You can also, I'm trying to make sure my mic doesn't get crazy, have a bind here. So those are multiple options here. I want you to take what option that feels good for you. So we'll be here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently come all the way back up. We're going to inhale the right arm to the sky, little wrist stretch, and then come right back down. Maybe a shake side to side might feel good as well. And then from here, we're going to move on to the opposite side. So right hand comes to the center of the mat. Inhale, the left comes up to the sky. Big breath in, and then exhale, thread the left arm through. Now again, hand can stay by the face. We can have it extended out in front of you. You can take a bind, so take the right arm behind. If that's in your practice. Just getting a nice little stretch of the spine. Continuing that strong breath. Focus on the grip of the earth. We'll be here for 3, 2, 1. Gently push into the palm. Left hand comes all the way back up. And then little wrist stretch, bring it all the way back down. Beautiful. Maybe a little side to side shake. We could do a cat and cow just to level back out the spine. Perfect. Now from here, we're going to do a little bit of a balance. So what I want you to do is stay in this tabletop pose. And all I want you to do is start by bringing your knees close together. So knees super close together. This kind of helps me with my balance before I begin. What I like to do here is I like to extend first my right leg back. So right leg back, flex the toe, try to keep that hip aligned with the earth, so kind of facing down. I'm gonna really grip into my right palm, and then when I'm ready, my left arm lifts. So this is a little bit of spinal balance. Really focus on the grounding of your left knee, your right hand. Focus on the breath. Good. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more big breath in. One more big breath out. Good. Left hand comes down. All we're going to do is plant the right toes down, little calf stretch. So rocking side to side here. Feels really good. Perfect. Go ahead and bring that right knee down. Come off the wrist for just a second. Maybe roll them out. We've been on them for a little bit. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So this time I'm going to keep my knees together to start. If that helps you, I hope you do that too. And then from here, my left leg comes back. Flex the foot, point it down. Really grounding into this left hand. When it feels comfortable, I'm going to lift my right arm up. Embracing all the wobbles and the shakes. Good. Really focus on the grounding of the hand. It might feel good just to kind of grip it a little bit more. Maybe a smile comes to your face. Good, you're doing amazing. So we'll hold this for 3, 2, 1. Right hand plants. We'll do that little calf stretch on this side. So just put the toes down, the back left toes, rock back and forth, kind of get into the calf. Good job. Now from here, we're going to bring both of those knees back in towards the mat. A little cat and cow just to level out the spine. Now from here, we're going to stay in this tabletop pose, and all we're going to do is come into our first downward facing dog. So lift your hands or bring them a little further out on your mat. Tuck those toes under, lift those hips up. Downward facing dog. We'll start by bending one knee at a time, getting into the back of the body, the back of the legs. Good. We're going to find some stillness. All we're going to do is we're going to drop back down to our knees for a second. We are going to transition into stretching out our legs a little bit. And sometimes I find when I'm in this stressful state, I don't want a lot. So we're just going to make this nice and easy. We're going to come up onto our knees, and all we're going to do is extend our right leg out. So a little softer of a transition, and kind of going from downward facing dog You can always incorporate this in any yoga class as well, kind of coming down to your knees and then stepping your leg up too. So we have our right foot forward. I have my knee over my ankle. We're gonna start with a little hip flexor stretch. So as I lean forward a little bit, I'll start to feel a nice little stretch in my hip. Now your hands can stay on your hips. You can have your hands up to the sky. You can lean over to this knee that's bent, so over to the right side, my right knee is bent. It really depends what you need. Today I'm gonna keep my hands on my hips because that feels really good. Big breath in, big breath out. Focus on the grounding of that big toe on the mat. Now we're gonna play around here. I want you to bring your hands down to the mat if you can, maybe fingertips down. We're gonna shift our weight back. So now my right leg is straight. I should feel that little hamstring stretch. This is where blocks would be handy if you had them. They're not required, I'm just on my fingertips, but that would allow you to kind of be a little higher up. You can also use a water bottle, anything to lift your hands, blankets, to kind of bring the floor closer to you. Whew, hamstrings are very tight. Big breath in and out. So I'm gonna shift forward. I want us to do this one more time each. A little hip flexor and then shift back, hamstring. Oof. Flexing my foot does make this stretch kind of deepen, so optional there. All right, we'll shift back to that hip flexor stretch one more time. This is just for us to kind of heel toe our foot a little bit more in line with our hip. Now what I want you to do with this left leg, I'm gonna have my kickstand rotate toward the back of the mat. So now my hips are kind of facing you, you're facing the left side of your mat. Now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna lean forward into this stretch, but this time it's getting that inner thigh. That feels really good. Hands can come up to the side. Whew. Come back up to the center and exhale. Whew. Good. Come all the way back up to center. All I want you to do is pivot that leg back to the mat, so it's back towards the back of your mat. And now I'm gonna heel toe my foot, walk it out to this side. So this is gonna be setting up for a lizard lunge. My heel is in towards myself, my toes are pointing out, my foot is actually kind of off the mat as well. And then now this is when I can have my blocks. You can have your hands here. If you have the space, you can come down to your elbows. This is as far as I want to go today. Whew. You can also keep it up here. Hands on hips kind of help your hand push out towards your thigh a little bit. And breathe. Good. Now we're gonna do the same thing. I want you to bring your left hand down if you can. I want you to see if you can shift back. So now we're at an angle. So we're still stretching the back of the leg, but just slightly different. And it kind of feels a little different too. And what we'll do is we'll kind of rotate between these two. So you can come to that lizard lunge and then shift back. We'll do that one more time, making it a little bit more active. Good. We'll come all the way back up to that lizard. Use your body just to heel toe that foot back to the center of the mat. Good. Now from here, we're just gonna do that quick switch. So I'm gonna bring my left hand down, my right hand down, slowly bring that right foot back. Now I'm gonna come onto my knees just for a second, stretch out these feet. So I'm just gonna tuck my toes under, maybe sit back. Just kind of working down the body. We did our upper back. We did some balance. We focused on the hips, staying on the floor. Just feel rooted, feel grounded, create this feeling of calm, peace. Big breath in, big breath out. Good. Go ahead and pitter patter those feet down. And then from here, we're gonna set up for the opposite side. So if you like that option of just starting here, hands on hips, the left knee comes out. So this is gonna start in our hip flexor stretch. So keep that knee over your ankle. I'm gonna start leaning forward, feeling that nice little stretch in my hip. And hips are kind of crazy. Some can be tighter than one side. Seems like this one is definitely tighter. Normally it's my left, so that's interesting. You have the option of this leaning over towards the bent leg side, whatever one is feeling good. Really focusing on tuning into what your body needs today and kind of where you're at in your practice, and it can change minute by minute, day by day. So when you're ready, I'm going to bring my hands down. I'm going to shift my weight back. This is that hamstring stretch. Woof. Hang out here for a breath or two. And then we're going to be active, so we'll go in between this one more time each. Stretching forward. Big breath in. Exhale, shift your weight back. Good, we're just going to hold it here for just one more moment. Good, when we come all the way back up this time, we're just going to heel toe that foot to the center of the mat. So now my foot's a little bit more aligned with the hip. This allows me to kind of pivot right here. So you kind of see the back now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to lean forward into my left leg. Good. You can bring that arm up and over if that feels good. Maybe you inhale, come up. Exhale, sit. Whew. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lean in. Good, come all the way up. We're gonna pivot that leg back out. And anytime too, and this is a lot on the knees, you can put a blanket underneath if that feels a little bit better. I'll demonstrate that too. You can just do any blanket at home, just to give you another little padding of support. And then we're gonna go to the lizard lunge. So now I'm gonna heel toe this left foot out. My left inner heel is in and my toes are out. They can be off your mat. Now you can hang out here if this feels really good. This one's interesting, I'm looser here. Maybe your hands come down to the center of the mat. Maybe your forearms come down. Just making sure this angle is out at almost a 45-degree. Sending breath in and breath out. We're going to go ahead and shift our weight back, so when you can, lift yourself up, keeping that foot at the angle, just a little hamstring stretch, but minorly different. Good. Come back in. Perfect. We'll do that one more time. So shift your weight back and then shift your weight forward. Good. Take a nice big breath in. I'm going to slowly bring myself up. Heel toe that foot back to the center of the mat for just one final stretch. And then from here, my hands come down to the mat. I want to bring my knees back. I can remove this blanket now. Hopefully your lower body feels nice and stretched out. Now we're going to make our way to our seat now. So come onto your seat. We're going to set up for what's called a bridge pose. So for bridge pose, I'm going to lean down on the mat. I'm going to keep my knees into a little tent position, really ground through my feet, through my hands, and all I'm going to do is, we'll do this 2 times. I'm going to inhale, lift my hips. So lifting my hips up, really grounding between my palms. You can even use your hands below to kind of give you a little bit more support, or use a block. Take a big breath in, and then big breath out. I want you to gently release. Go ahead and bring everything down to the mat. Now what I want us to do is we're going to do that one more time. So take a big breath in. When you're ready, ground those hands down, lift those hips up. Focusing on putting your weight into the bottom of your feet. Keeping like an apple distance between the chin. So we'll hold this for 3, 2, 1. Gently release everything down. But this time I want you to come into a reclined butterfly. So keep those knees wide, feet come together. I'm gonna bring one hand to my chest and then one to my belly. Just take some deep breaths here. Take a nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. Nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. Good. One more big breath in. One more big breath out. One Wonderful. Now from here, we're gonna do a final little hip flexor stretch before we finish our class today. So while you're on your back right here, all I want you to do is do a figure 4 with me. So my right ankle is coming across my left, and then this is when you can lift your leg if you like, or maybe loop your arms through. Flexing that foot to protect this knee over here. You can also use your arm to kind of open up that right side. Feel free to point and flex those toes. Good. Stress and anxiety can also live in those hips as well as our neck. So we're trying to do a little bit of stretching and releasing of both. One more big breath in. Good. Very gently drop that leg down. What I want us to do is kind of windshield wiper our legs side to side. So let them fall to one side. Let them fall to the other. And then we'll set up for the opposite side. So this time right foot plants, my left foot's coming across. I'm gonna inhale, maybe lift my leg up. You can also keep this down as well if that is more comfortable. Maybe you'll loop your arms through, trying to stretch it out a little bit more. This is definitely tighter. Again, flexing the foot, trying to keep that mind from all the to-do list, from escaping, and just bring that awareness back to your mat. Take one more breath in, and then very gently let everything go. Might feel good just to kind of bring your hands to your knees, little hip circles here. And then those knees will maybe just rock and roll our seat up from here. Now, what I want us to do before we close out our practice is I want to do another round of that alternate nose breathing. So if it's okay with you guys, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I hope you have a great rest of your day. But if you want to close out the practice with me, what we'll do is we'll do another 5 breaths together. And just kind of, if you have time just to sit afterwards with your eyes closed, I'll let the music kind of close out the video. But I hope you enjoyed our practice, and we'll get started. I'll lead you through this again. So remember, my right thumb, or your thumb, is going to close off. I'm going to start by closing off my right nostril. I'm going to start by breathing air into my left. So big breath in. Using my pinky or another finger, I'm going to use that to close off the left, and then exhale out through the right. From here, breathing in through the right, pinching it off, and exhaling through the left. Feel free to do these at your own pace. I'm going to do a handful, and then when you're done with your couple of breaths, whatever, you can do 20, anything that feels good to you. I want you to maybe just pause for a second, give yourself some space before you jump back into your day, hand on your chest and your belly. When you're finished, I want you to meet me with your eyes closed or your gaze lowered, maybe one hand to chest and belly. So I want you to take this time to honor and thank yourselves for carving out the time for you, to make this time for yourself in such a busy period. Noticing that you were aware that your body needed a little bit of self-care, and you honored it and you listened to it, and you did this today. So I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope to see you back at your mat soon. Namaste. Hey, thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed our practice. It was very floor level, so we didn't really get up and do anything too crazy. We kind of stayed on the ground, keeping all of our limbs kind of rooted, kind of helping create that, fostering that calm, nurturing effect that our bodies need. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you want other videos, I do have a 30-minute morning flow as well as a 45-minute full body flow, including yoga for runners, a variety of different things that I will have up here. But I hope to see you guys again soon on your mat, and let me know if there's something else you want to see in the comments below. Thanks again. Have a great day.